The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN 9:06 a.m. We got 24 minutes to go until the start of trading. Quite a fascinating market out here, folks. You're almost getting it all back from the acceleration we had yesterday. Not often. You go down 1.4% to begin the trading on yesterday. I was slightly amused because talking to my father even yesterday, saying, you know, it's remarkable. You get this type of a move up in the S&Ps, right? You drive from a price point, talking to Kevin Hinks as well yesterday, making this point. You're talking about 225 points, folks, that we traded up from where we were just June 21st. You barely had 2 red days in there. Okay, you drive from a price point of 41.26. We're talking about the S&P right now in the futures. You drive up to a price point of 43.53. So about 225 points, 227 to be exact. I mean, just for some perspective here, let me back out, excuse me. For some perspective here, you're talking about a Fibonacci retracement in a healthy market of a 382 that we didn't even get down to, of 42.66. You can't go up forever, folks. The price level that we had yesterday, you're talking about, that's a record just 4 or 5 days ago on June 30th. You're talking about right near all-time highs across the board. The Dow has really surprised to almost get it all back. Look at these bars in the Dow that we're dealing with. Talk about some big moves in a big way. You drive from 33,000 up to almost 34,800. The last 4 trading days, I mean, you got bars that are stretching about 500 points in the Dow. You back it up this week. Yeah, these are all this week. So you kick things off on Tuesday. That's about a 500-point bar there with a high of 34,755, 34,241. You have a bar there that's just shy of 300 points on Wednesday. Thursday's bar almost 600 points, and this morning already we're dealing with a bar that's in excess of 400 Dow points. You back it over to the VIX to see where we are this morning. We got a series of lower lows and lower highs, folks, and it's locking in on this acceleration as well. We had a low in the 14s for the first time. A real low, that 1410 print there back on June 29th was maybe an erroneous or just a one-tick print. You actually back it up to where we were coming into, yes, there it is, coming into, that is last Thursday. Correct. That is last Thursday. First time we got a real sustained VIX below 15. 1425 would be the low there. And we didn't even make it up to the 2182 high that we had back there in June. The high this time around, 2129. So you can notch another lower low and lower high in the VIX, and we're already back to 1746. You jump to commodities. Crude continuing to catch a bid. We're at $74.01. We're up more than $1 this morning. Gold up about $3 at 1803. And we're going to jump over to notes and bonds right now because you got a yield. We're talking about 1.339 to be exact. We'll call it 1.34%. The yield on the 10-year, you look to where we were yesterday. This was maybe the most interesting action here as you had the yields really spiking higher, yield spiking lower as you had the 10-year trading higher yesterday. The 10-year kind of leading the market in terms of by the end of yesterday, almost getting back the full acceleration it had in terms of to higher prices. You see where we end the day at about 3 o'clock, 133.28, and now you're down about 11 ticks to 133.17, correlating to a yield right at about 1.34%. All right, what we have going on out there, not a huge amount of fundamental news out here. We get CPI data out next week, Tuesday, I believe. Market will look for that. We have some individual equity news out here. Levi's got some earnings out here. But this story, probably the biggest that could shape things, let's just say. President Biden targets competition in tech and healthcare in a sweeping order. So you're talking about, I believe it's 72 points. I got it up here as well, right? 72 actions and recommendations that involve a dozen federal agencies intended to reshape the thinking around corporate consolidation and antitrust laws. I'm sure it's going to get a little bit political in terms of what is in here, as anything would in this day and age. But a lot of this, I tend to agree with myself, and I struggle to see how some may not. I mean, they're talking about in here, whether it's talking about federal agencies scrutinizing tech companies' use of consumer data and more closely examine industry mergers in a nod to concerns that companies like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, Google, of course, use that data to gain excessive market power. Folks, it's the power of people, power of the people, I should say. All you got to do is come together and make a decision and pass a law that our data is our data and we can protect it, and these companies just can't harvest it and do whatever they want with it to that certain degree. I mean, we're coming into a day and age that technology companies are going to know every single thing about you, where you are, what you're doing, what you're looking at, what you're purchasing, every single thing. That data, dicey to understand how that can be used and used almost against you, if possible. And also ask the FCC. Now, there's 72 of them, all right? Bloomberg makes some points in here. I'm going to jump over to the CNBC article, which makes some points as well. All 72 not mentioned. I'm sure we'll be learning about it more and more. But the FCC to reinstitute net neutrality rules. This is one I just don't understand, folks. Somehow it became political, all right? And the argument is that net neutrality, you don't have to have companies like maybe some of the tech companies abiding by certain rules so they can't compete. In my opinion, that's the beautiful thing about the internet, folks, is everyone's kind of equal. You don't have the ability. You go out there, you start a website, you get a URL, you start a website, and you do a better job at a service than anybody out there. People can find you on the internet, and they can bring their services to you because you're providing the most value, and that's how the economy runs. That person, that business would be rewarded with business because they are providing value to the economy. And guess how that value is recognized? Because people have equal access on the internet to new startup sites. When you have an internet that is driven by certain companies able to pay internet providers for a fast lane service like Netflix, Disney, Facebook, all those companies, you're talking about trillion-dollar companies that could easily just provide faster availability to their own websites, therefore squashing competition. I don't understand how you support that type of a setup for the internet when the greatest thing about the internet has been the ability for it to be a fair playing spectrum where the most innovative company, all right, can find people and startups can start out of nowhere. And I just don't see how net neutrality in the long run is conducive to innovation, on any level. So I'm glad to see that as well. They get into there talking about pharmaceutical manufacturers from paying their generic counterparts to delay entry of lower price versions of medications into the market. That seems like a no-brainer. Not sure why that's even happening right now, right? Some of these, you go through it. Encouraging the Federal Reserve, FDIC, and other Office of the Comptroller of the Currency to increase scrutiny of banking mergers. Ask the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to allow customers to download their banking data and take it with them. Privacy, data, the same deal. Now, the argument against that is competition and jobs, I'm sure. But when it comes to your own personal data, folks, people are going to be able to compete in a big way, and we have to decide whether we want to make that trade-off. And yes, I'm sure tech companies can do more business if they're allowed to harvest all the data that they get for your personal data if they want to. But as consumers, we have to decide whether that's the world we want to live in. And I think you know where I stand on that one. Not really worth it, folks. Those tech companies are going to be just fine if they can't harvest your data, because it's only going to get worse when we got an internet of things, folks. Everything's going to be connected. Every single data point. They're going to know when your feet touch the floor in the morning, when you turn off the bed at night, all of that and above. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Golden ratios give shape to everything in our world, represented in the Fibonacci sequence. These special numbers define the patterns that make up our universe. Not even markets can escape the omnipotence of these ratios. Larry Pesavento is a 45-year market veteran who has published nearly a dozen books on the powerful patterns we find in nature and their relationships with the ever-elusive markets. Larry's newsletter, Fibonacci 24/7, will teach you to harness the power of these natural golden ratios in order to create successful trades. Fibonacci 24/7 is designed to teach the tools you need to identify and act on these undeniable and reoccurring patterns. Sign up for Larry's newsletter, Fibonacci 24/7, and you will also receive free access to his trading webinar, Trading Strong Trending Markets. Try out Larry's newsletter risk-free All of TFNN's newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 9:18 a.m. Friday morning. Got about 12 minutes to go until the market open. We got the S&Ps up 17 points this morning with the NASDAQ 100 barely in the red, down about 16. Let's jump over to Amazon. Talk about a week for Amazon, right? As of yesterday, so you come in, I'm going to put it on a daily. Well, I don't even have to. Yeah, I'll put it on a daily real quick to see the acceleration. I mean, this is just the type of move you want to see. Talk about an acceleration to higher prices, all-time highs. You really leap above that area that had been resistance. I'm going to put it on a 3-year weekly to really see that consolidation, right? We get into this area, we get above 3,000 in July of last year. You chop around for basically a year. We had an upper boundary line somewhere about 3,500, give or take. We had a lower level, pretty clear at about 3,000, maybe slightly below that level. And this week, so you come in, well, that's a weekly, excuse me, going back to the day. I mean, it really has started since really June 7th, right? In just a month, you're up about $500 in the price of Amazon shares. But if you look just this week alone, you're talking about we close out. Is that right? Where am I? Excuse me. I got to add one more day there. Oh, well, we haven't started trading yet today, so we don't have a bar yet for today. We closed out Friday's action. Yes, I got to recalibrate my brain with a short week. July 2nd. Friday, we close out at a price point of about $35.10. You're trading up $220. If you back it up just to where we were July 1st, you're talking about a close of $34.32. You're talking about $300 above that price point. I mean, this week alone, Bezos steps down. He's made almost $15 billion from his shares in Amazon. He's got 50 million plus shares of Amazon. So every $100, he's making $5 billion. You look at the acceleration we had just in the first day that Jazzy took over. You were up about $160 on Amazon shares. Remarkable acceleration yesterday, though. You had Amazon higher yesterday. Not many stocks higher yesterday, even at the end of the day. Target, how about another one? Just a completely different stock. But this stock is just remarkably strong right now. Even yesterday. Look at yesterday. You open below and you just make a new all-time high yesterday. Cannot hold that stock down in any way. You look where we were just recently. You're talking about under $100 during COVID, and you're talking about at $60 to the sell-off at the end of 2018. You come into 2020 at a price point of about $125. We're almost double that right now at $250 for Target. A little bit of a different story for Walmart. Walmart, not taking and paying too much yesterday. You see that acceleration it had on the open after coming into the open lower. Really interesting, the broad sell-off, right? Everything going on yesterday, but the market opened. We saw a little bit of a divergence of winners and losers in that market. Let's see where Amazon was yesterday. Yeah, Amazon was lower to the tune by about $50 yesterday, and you charged higher by $110 by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon for Amazon shares yesterday. All right, folks, you heard the ad for TAS Profile Scanner in the last break. Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile. We've been working with Taz. Tom was interviewing Steve a couple days ago on his program. I think it was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, correction. Wednesday afternoon, Steve was on there. They're saying, I think we've been using this software for like 8 years, maybe even closer to 10 years now. Remarkable. Trader Steve Dahl, he is putting on a live workshop in Miami, folks. If you're in the area, it's going to be July 23rd. I encourage you to check it out. It's completely free to attend. It's going to be a live all-day webinar. Excuse me, I'm so used to webinars, right? In-person workshop. That's right, Miami, July 23rd. So check that out. Don't forget to enter the promo code TFNN sponsor so you can pay nothing. Attend a great day to go hang out in Miami at the Ritz. Man, we're all, myself, just fiending for some social interaction, right? So no matter what it is, I imagine he's going to have a great turnout. Everyone's going to be excited to be hanging out in person. And if you're looking for a great 2 days of education, folks, the Chapman Wave methodology, Basil Chapman, every trading day after this program, he comes up live at 10 o'clock with the Tiger Technicians Hour. Basil is a great educator beyond being a great trader, folks. I encourage you, if you haven't been to one of these webinars that Basil puts on for a full day webinar to really walk you through his entire methodology, I encourage you to check this one out. It's $295. With that, though, you get a month of his newsletter, the opening call. And with that, you get a 2-hour follow-up session Wednesday, July 28th. You can sign up for that on the front page of TFNN. Excuse me. And if you click over to the details, you can see he basically has 2 3-hour sessions. So July 14th, that's this coming Wednesday, folks, okay? He'll be in there at 9 in the morning till noon. He'll take an hour lunch break, back in there from 1 till 4. He goes over everything he's going to be talking about, folks. The technical tools that give you buy and sell signals, alternate choices of positions based on request in terms of what they'll be talking about, how to initiate and keep you in the trade. The techniques will be used and practiced in detail. The whole kit and caboodle down here, folks. And then what's pretty cool is the second session, okay, what he's going to be talking about is your questions. So you go to this webinar on July 14th for an all-day event, and when you are in that 2-week period from July 14th to July 28th and you're trying to apply the principles that Basil's taught you, you get to email him, and not only do you just get an email, which you can always do going to these courses, but you get an email that then can be used to construct the 2-hour class that he's going to be going over, because people always have similar questions. 10 a.m. to noon on July 28th, so check it out on the front page of TFNN, folks. I'm sure that will be a great educational event, as always, with our man Basil Chapman. All right, what else we got going on? So, are you in the stamps business, folks? Maybe you should be, because Thomas Bravo is paying a 65% premium for Stamps.com this morning. Remarkable. Excuse me. So, take a look at this chart, folks, and if you've been in the market and you remember some of the moves that Stamps has had, well, this is the action on Stamps this morning. You go from a price point of about 200. I wonder who got in this bar at 7:30 in the morning. Kudos to whoever was able to get some action once the news broke. I wonder if that was even prior to the news, because you see it go from about 200 to 220. Let's put this on a minute and see what they did. Oh, looks like that's 7:30 this morning. 4,600 shares got traded at 7:30 this morning before the thing jumps to a price point of $326. And that is because Thomas Bravo, they're going to be paying $330 per share as per the agreement, 67% premium. They'll be taking it private, about $6 billion. The deal combining debt pushes it to about $6.6 billion. I think I saw in here somewhere. Yes, $6.6 billion, including debt, is the value. Thomas Bravo, one of the largest software-focused private equity firms, over $78 billion in assets under management. They also have SolarWinds and cybersecurity firm McAfee in there. And as part of it, Stamps gets 40 days to go shop period. So they're going to be allowed to consider alternative offers. Not sure who's going to be coming to the table with more than a 65% premium. But if Thomas Bravo is, they're seeing something there. And, I mean, it's just crazy. They must have, I mean, they obviously obviously they have some brilliant people over there at Thomas Bravo. 78 billion, what they say, under management. This is the monthly. Even, watch this. Let's go back to the 5-year daily, just so you can see some of these moves. I mean, it's absolutely crazy what's been going on with this equity. I was going to zoom in on it. I mean, there's nowhere that you can go in terms of where the craziness is not present. The one thing that is interesting is they got a price that's going to put it at an all-time high. Never before has it traded at $330. Even in the heyday, you're up to $325. Now, if you recall, in the last couple of years, they ended an agreement with the U.S. Postal Service at one point, looked to be completely underwater. There were two big setbacks. You see the acceleration. I believe that was back in 2019. You go from 200 to 100 overnight. A couple months later, you jump down to a price point of 32. And, quite the return if you believe that stamps are the future. Not sure how it's going to happen. But maybe they're going to tie it in electronics somehow. Maybe they're going to tie it into the web. Either way, a remarkable acceleration from 200 to 330 and trading 320 this morning. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to come back for the open and bell. I'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets open. We get the S&P up about 18 points at 43.31 this morning. You see the market open. Pretty tame action right now in the first 30 seconds of the market action. NASDAQ 100 down about 18 points. The Dow up 238 and the Russell up 1.15%, trading at 22.52. Bitcoin back above 33,000, 33,320. We got gold up a few dollars at 18.03 on the open. Silver this morning up about 5 pennies at 26.04. Notes and bonds continuing the trend. We got lower price and higher yield this morning, and you're talking about the yield right now, 1.346. We came into the program, I think it was 1.339, maybe something like that. Either way, climbing towards 1.35%, the yield on the 10-year. Remarkable when you look at, we were just at 1.25%. 0.1%, 10 basis points, just like that, in the 10-year yield, basically in about 24 hours, a little bit more than that, as that yield was at about 7 a.m. Early yesterday morning. All right, jumping around to what else we got going on. Levi's out with their numbers. They were higher pre-market. We'll see if they've held on to those gains. Crush estimates is how CNBC puts it. Raises 2021 forecast. Strong denim sales. Getting into the numbers here. 23 cents a share versus 9 cents expected. 1.28 billion versus 1.21. Swung to a profit of 65 million or 16 cents a share from a net loss a year ago. And revenue surged 156%. The percentages, when you're going against a year ago, not really a fair comparison. Things are so bad. Company said 92% of its stores are reopened at the moment. So they can still get almost 1 out of 10 stores that are closed down. Already adjusting most of its product costs throughout the first half of 2022 to account for very low single-digit inflation is what they're looking at. We jump over to Levi's. And adding to the gains from the pre-market action, up about 5.6% to $29.62 this morning for Levi's. Let's jump around to some of those FANG stocks as we look at the NASDAQ 100. All the markets catching a little bit of a pop. Amazon shares trading up 1/3% on the open this morning. We got Microsoft shares down 1/3%, but trading higher as shares started trading at 9:30 as well. Apple up about 0.1%, 143.47. We'll jump to Tesla. Tesla basically flat at 652. Interesting article out here from Bloomberg talking about Elon Musk's China battery partner, now richer than Jack Ma. How about the net worth surging to almost 50 billion, 20-fold since its listing? EVs, electronic vehicles, in a big way. The world's biggest electric vehicle battery maker overtaken Jack Ma. That's where electric vehicles, folks. You look at energy in the future, obviously part of the reason why Elon Musk and Tesla is so high. Jack Ma only at 48.1 billion. You look at Tesla, right? Tesla alone, the run this thing has had and where it's put Elon. Tesla was only at $35 split adjusted 2 years ago, folks. And you're at 650 still, 20 times your wealth. You don't often see wealth created that quick to that level. But he's changing the world. You can't deny it. Amazon shares 37.36. Look at this Amazon. You put Amazon on a daily, I'm a big Amazon bull, folks. I got some Amazon in my retirement for sure. Longer term, I don't think you can't go wrong almost. But anytime you go from a price point of $31.72 up to $3,700 and change, that's almost a 20% pop, folks, from where we were trading at barely a month ago, right? What is that? We got the low there of $31.72. Yeah, we're up almost $600 in the price of Amazon shares. I have to check my math just in my own head in a month of where we are. But they're talking about it. They're talking about Amazon's and ABC's up in volume, and that contract, a big deal. Because it wasn't just the contract with the Department of Defense that was the $10 billion. It was the ability to then compete for future contracts as well. So it's going to matter in the future as well. Okay, let's jump back and see what else we got going on to some of the stocks that we have moving. We talked about Levi. So GM, they were up pre-market. Let's see if they're holding it. Wedbush rated him an outperform. Stock could jump more than 50% as the company proves out its vision for electric vehicles in the coming years. The stock will be re-rated more as a disruptive technology and EV play. I'm sure the executives at GM would love that, rather than its traditional auto valuation. That's Wedbush saying out there, GM catching a little bit of a pop, but giving back some of the gains maybe on the open. You trade up to 59. We're back to 57.94, still up 3.34%. You put this thing on a 5-year weekly, you were down at $15. You came into COVID at about 35. Now, one of the most interesting things about all of these car companies is the valuations, right? You get into the market cap of a company like GM, you're talking about $84 billion. Yeah, do they want to be valued like a company like Tesla? You get into Tesla's value, $625 billion. They're just not valued in any way of a comparable when you look at the multiples that they are graded on because of how Tesla conducts their business, which is they are an energy company, probably a data company, an AI company, versus just being a company that sells cars with doors and trunks and engines. And we're getting a little bit of oscillation in both directions right now. NASDAQ 100 just chopping around about a 50-point trading range, back to negative territory by about 22 points this morning. Continuing the trend to see what we have going on. You get the bank stocks reacting, of course, to yields jumping around as well. JP Morgan catching a little bit of a bid as we got yields going from 1.25 to 1.35%. JP Morgan up 1.4%. Bank of America this morning up 1.8%. Wells Fargo yesterday doing away with some of the personal credit lines out there, but this morning up 1.8% today as well. And yeah, they talk about, I mean, basic reaction, you know, it didn't make much sense, folks. You know, if you're looking for spots to get into some of these airlines or cruise ships on a longer term basis, you know, you get some of those pullbacks like you did yesterday. This is now pulled back almost 20% from where we were trading at in March on Delta even. You back it up to where we were prior to COVID. Delta came into COVID about 60. You're still sitting at 42. Now, it's going to take some time with this Delta variant. No pun intended, did that come up. But international travel is going to take some time to get back anywhere near normal. You jump to United, has pulled back. Basically, we're above 60. You're at 50 now. You came into COVID at about 90. American Airlines at about 20.54. You came into COVID about 30, pretty close domestically, much closer to the line. But man, these pullbacks we've had, now that's a weekly. Let's just put it on a 5-year daily to see the full drop. I mean, you're talking about the run we had from November. We're below a 50% now. And this is on JetBlue. Next stop for JetBlue could be the 618 of the run that began in November. You're talking about $15.11. Made it all the way back to pre-COVID levels, and then just like that, you're talking about 25% haircut from the highs. Be careful cherry picking some of these highs on some of these stocks that you think, I mean, you know, the travel industry is alive and well. But man, it's a tough one when you start crushing higher than where you were prior to COVID. It's going to be a sustained level, but I mean, the cruise ships in the longer term seem like there will be some value there. And where that rests, though, in terms of how many years in the future, that's what you got to wait and find out for some of these cruise ships. Because Carnival got ahead of itself. We were above, you know, 31. And talk about a haircut in a big way. It's been a one-way rocket ship just over the last month. From $31.52, we're down almost $8 from that price point to $23.80. But eventually we will get back to normal. Just not yet on some of those cruise ships. Stay tuned, folks. We come back in about 3 minutes. We'll finish up the no, not finish up. We got a couple segments. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be going over some of the equities moving this morning. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Excuse me, got to open my mic. Welcome back, folks. We got the markets up 22 points right now. S&P is climbing for the highs that we had at about 7:30 a.m. this morning. We were up at 43.36, bumping up to that level right now. NASDAQ, though, a little bit in the red, still down 23 points. The Dow, how about getting it all back plus some? We actually just popped above where we were at early yesterday. The Dow is up 320 points, we'll call it right now, almost 319 to be exact, at 34,613. So hurricane, tropical storm Elsa soaks New York City. Some of the videos out of New York City, if you saw the subway station in the Bronx, my goodness, we got to work on some of the infrastructure that we got going on there in a big way. That's a tough one. Check out the videos, folks. We need to work on it in a big way in terms of what's going on there. Elsa, though, hitting the coast. What I wanted to pull up real quick, which I saw. Let me see where I had the video. Yes, this is going to be it. So this is New York. What they do have down here is a picture from beautiful Bayshore in Tampa. And so we were fortunate in Florida to dodge the worst of that beginning of the season right now, but some tough waves on Bayshore. My house kind of right around there, that beautiful Bayshore. Longest continuous sidewalk, I believe, in maybe the North America or U.S. But you look where it is right now in terms of Elsa, right over my hometown in Boston. So be safe out there. A little bit of rain looks to be in the Northeast right now going on. Okay, what else we got going on? Jumping around to some of the stocks. The Chinese stocks I was going to jump around to, the last one. Getting a little bit of a lift pre-market. Let's see if they're holding it. Yeah, so Diddy's up 3.5%. And folks, it doesn't mean that you can't make money in this. I just think there's easier ways to make money than trying to invest in some of these equities right now with what's going on over there in China, because there's been a complete recalibration in terms of the ability of these companies to operate on an international stage, especially on exchanges internationally as well. You got Alibaba up 1.5%. You got Diddy up about 3% this morning, but small bounces considering where we've been this week on both of those equities. And let's jump around to some of the tech stocks. Always interesting where they're leading today as we just consolidate. Amazon just kind of sitting up here towards the all-time highs that it had last yesterday. Microsoft down about 0.3% as well. All right, what are the stories I got up here? Excuse me, that we're talking about. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this one plays out. So Pfizer, the first story is kind of coming out, outlines booster plans while regulators signal caution. The number in here is saying that Pfizer's received initial data from an early human study showing that a third dose of the existing coronavirus vaccine is safe and can raise neutralizing antibodies by level 5 to 10-fold compared with the original vaccine. Seems like something that may be coming down the pipeline. Myself, vaccinated by the Pfizer vaccine, fortunate to get that one in my opinion. I'll probably sign up for that one, folks. I got young kids in the house. They can't get vaccinated themselves yet. They don't have the option. In Florida, we get a lot of cases still. We're pushing like 2,200 cases a day right now. Our governor only tells us number of cases once a week now because he doesn't want that kind of stuff getting out on a daily basis as cases rise. But hopefully people stay on the vaccination trend, folks, because it is around. I imagine that's something that will be coming down the pipeline, especially if this persists for longer than necessary. Pfizer up about 1.6% today, up to about 39.91 so far. All right, let's jump around to some stocks I like to take a look at. Disney up about 1.4% today. Disney, this 170 price point's been down here before. That's the 382 from the full run that started in November. Made it all the way up to 203. Nice to see Disney hold that area again. That's been an area of support, whether it's back to May 19th. Yeah, we got down to about the 50% back in January for only about a day, though. We were back to the 382 on that level from the original, but that's not even counting where we were on the highs of 203.20. So Disney bouncing from 170. Uber's had a tough week for sure. Uber at about 48.19. Now, Uber, if you're looking at the range you're talking about, $45 would be the area that you really want to see Uber hold. That's the area that it came down in May. That's also going to line up to a 618 of the retracement of the run that we had in November. But if you want to see a little bit of a confluence, you back things up. If you really take the full run of the run we had from the lows of COVID to the highs, that area, 382, exactly at that area as well. So $45, that's going to be two different trends, two different Fibonacci retracement zones from two different trends lining up at the same area. That's an area of confluence at about $45. So look for Uber to hold that if it gets near it. You're trading up about 1.2% so far this morning. And let's jump around. Salesforce, we have some Salesforce in my newsletter as well. This is a strong company, broke out of its downtrend channel, made it above 250, pulled back with some of the tech stocks. This morning, you're down about 0.5%. Let's check out some of the other streamers with Netflix shares so far this morning. Trading up. Now, Netflix, put this on a 3-year weekly. This consolidation, we'll see what happens. I mean, you saw what happened with the Amazon consolidation, right? Chopped around for about a year. Now, Netflix has been in this for the better part of, pushing exactly the same year. Now, it's so interesting, two entirely different companies, right? But similar in that if you put it on the 5-year daily, you had Netflix charge from the lows of COVID, okay? There's the lows of COVID, correct? Yes, backed it up to March of 2020. You got up to this price point basically the same time Amazon did. You know, market figured out pretty quickly after the selling subsided who were going to be the automatic winners in a new society where we had restrictions, shutdowns, and COVID, et cetera. You had Amazon trade up to above 3,000 by July. You have Netflix trade up above 500 in that same time frame, and we've been chopping around between about 500 and maybe give or take about 575. Did get up to 593 on their earnings in January, but I imagine eventually Netflix is going to get out of this consolidation to the upside. It's been chopping around for a year, and they continue to grow at a decent clip. Not quite maybe what the market was looking for as they've pulled forward some of that growth during COVID, but I imagine it's going to continue to the upside. I mean, strong company, and you've been chopping around for a year at this price point. Jumping over to gold. Gold trading at 1803. You look where we've been just since March. You trade up from a price point of 1677. Gold makes it to 1925. You pull back to pretty much that 618 of 1775. Gold sitting at 1803. Quite the sell-off it had, though, for the month of June, and not too much strength just yet. But we'll see if that area of 1775 is the area that gold bounces from. And just like that, we got tech stocks back in the green. Dow up 313 points. Let's jump over to the VIX. As this market persists higher, we might get a 16 handle on that VIX. 1704 right now in the volatility index. And jump to notes and bonds. As the trend continues, we're down almost 14 ticks right now, and that's talking about a yield pushing 1.348, so barely about 1.35% on the yield as we come into the weekend. In this market, just craziness, folks. So much for fears. You know, the headlines write themselves, and they're just not accurate, folks. When they say fears of economic slowdowns, fears of the Delta variant, et cetera, it should say fears that everybody thinks the market can just go up forever without pulling back, even in a healthy way. All right? I mean, this thing just, as I mentioned, June 21st, you go up 225 points. You basically pop 5% in this index, and a 382 retracement Didn't even get there, 42.66, and already we're reclaiming those losses back to 43.39. Remarkable strength, buying the dip, as they say, continues to be the play, with the S&Ps pushing up 27 points right now at 43.40. Stay tuned, folks. When we come back to finish up the show, I'll be right back. We got markets in positive territory for Friday action. Stay tuned.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps up traded at 43.40 right now, up 27 points. NASDAQ 100 in the green. We got the Dow up 340 points, well above the highs that we had even early yesterday in the Dow. We've almost got it all back in the Dow. I mean, Dow now within reach of all-time highs. Yet again, we were just at 34,000 yesterday. The all-time highs are 35,000, folks, and it's only 9:54 in the morning, and we're within about 1% of that all-time high right now. The Dow up 1% right now. Got S&Ps up about 0.2%. Russell up 1.3% right now. All right. Jumping around, folks, right after this program, as I mentioned, don't forget, Basil Chapman, this coming Wednesday, July 14th, he'll be doing his live Chapman Wave methodology webinar. You get a month of his newsletter in there. You get 2 days of education, Wednesday, July 28th. I encourage you to check that out. And if you are in the Miami area, a couple weeks, Friday, July 23rd, check out Trader Steve over there at the Ritz in South Beach as well. All right, let's jump around and finish this up. NASDAQ oscillating around even. We get the S&Ps up 26, and the Dow just won't stop, folks, up 352 points right now. Remarkable acceleration in a big way. I mean, you jump around, some of the stocks are trading higher. I mean, just even jumping around, Victoria's Secret, look at that pop, up more than 4%. I say Victoria's Secret, L Brands, which is Bath & Body Works as well, up 4%. You put this thing on a 3-year weekly, you're pushing within pennies of the all-time highs that we made last week. You put it back on the daily, yes, there it was, 74.32, within 2 cents. We might get it as we speak right now. Charging high. Restoration Hardware has been a huge winner as well for a while. They are charging higher, about 3% almost today as well. And let's see how some of the stocks, I mean, what's interesting was Amazon, one of the only stocks actually in the red right now that I have, but makes sense in terms of how it was trading up when the market was down. A little bit of an inverse relationship right now. Amazon down about 0.4%. Let's see how Target was. Target about flat, because Target, look at that pop. Target gave it back a little bit, but got above 250 at one point, 250.75. Target, quite the acceleration. All right, folks, stay tuned. We got our man Basil Chapman. He's coming up live with the Tiger Technicians Hour. Fast Market at 11. Of course, we got our man Larry Pesavento at noon. Steve Rhodes, Dave White. We might have a treat of our man Basil Chapman doing double duty today, filling in for Tom O'Brien, my dad. We get live programming all day, folks, at TFNN. Should be an interesting day. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.